Man, we've got to stop monitoring the situation. It's enough is enough. It's time to stop. It's time to pull back. I've spent a good chunk of the last 2 months just sitting back and monitoring the situations. I think it started with the Epstein files being released, and I've always been a pretty conspiratorial thinker. I'm always looking for the truth behind it all, a truth seeker, if you will. Since I was a teenager, I'd be on, Illuminati message boards and trying to piece everything together. And so seeing the Epstein files released was kind of a big moment for me, honestly, in that to me it felt like a lot of things I believed since I was young were finally getting confirmed, or about as close as we can reasonably get to being confirmed. And so I would wake up every morning. I'm scrolling, I'm on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. I'm reading every file and every email I can, and I'm putting them into some big context on how it's all part of a big web. And this proves, the Epstein class, the elites, these guys are after us, man. They're working together. They're conspiring against the regular people of the world. They're looking down and they're laughing at us. And I'm getting pissed every day. Like, I'm getting, getting rustled. And I just keep reading. And then a few weeks later, the next big twist in the story, all of a sudden the United States is getting pulled into yet another war in the Middle East. And it just feels like another piece of the puzzle. It feels like, oh wow, we were on to them, and so now they're pulling us into this war, another distraction, another twist of the knife here. And I'm even more locked in at that point. I'm getting up every morning. I'm spending all my time scrolling. I'm reading how it all fits together. I'm monitoring the whole situation day in and day out. And a big part of me starts asking myself, like, why now? Why are they releasing all this information? Why do they even want all this out here? Why would they allow this? These files don't look good for most of these people. Like, I don't understand why they'd let this kind of slip through the cracks and actually get released to the public. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm sitting with that, and then the whole time I just keep reading. And I'm realizing that each document I read, each hot take on Twitter, each new conspiracy, I'm not feeling any better because nothing's really happening. Nobody's taking any action here, Nobody's standing up and making a change. We're really just consuming a new form of content. It's like when I was growing up, my parents would watch their cable news every night. And I would make fun of them and be like, you guys are getting your official state programming here. You're getting mind controlled basically with the official narrative on a nightly basis. Like, why do you guys keep tuning in and watching this? And they would tell me that they have to stay informed, like they have to know what's going on. Essentially, they were monitoring the situation. I was like, you guys are dumb. Like, you're just getting pulled in and made anxious every night, essentially. You're being told that you need to tune in tomorrow and get the next step in the story and be informed and know what's going on. And I thought it was ridiculous back then. And then I'm catching myself doing the exact same thing. Maybe I'm not watching cable news, but I'm doing the same stuff on the internet. And, I could tell myself I'm getting the real story and I'm getting behind enemy lines, I'm getting the real scoop, getting to the bottom of it. But probably not. I'm getting kind of the tip of the iceberg of what they're allowing us to see, what they're, trickle feeding us, basically, just to keep us in a state of fear. I think I figured out through the weeks that that's probably the end goal of it. I realized I didn't feel like, there was no celebration in this. Maybe some of these theories I believed in are somewhat being proved true, but it's not a win because nothing's going to change. Nobody's being held accountable here. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. And so I'm just continually consuming content and reading news and information that is stressing me out and making me worried for the future of the world. And all of a sudden I catch myself looking over my shoulder in my own life, looking around my neighborhood, feeling like I've got enemies all of a sudden, like the walls are closing in. But the Rothschilds aren't here with me, man. The Epsteins of the world aren't coming after me in my bedroom. It's just not what's happening. I'm not being pursued out here. Nobody's stopping me from getting up and working out and making some money and creating something, putting something into the world. Nobody's stopping me from swimming in the ocean and listening to the birds chirping. There's a beautiful world out there. I'm looking out at my neighbors and they're just, blissfully going about day to day, not worried about this stuff. It's not even in their heads. They're enjoying themselves. And I'm sitting here like those fools, you fools. You guys aren't monitoring the situation with me. You don't understand what's about to happen. And I finally realized I'm getting pushed to like schizo levels. I'm becoming a full paranoid schizophrenic in here, just thinking like the end is nigh, the dark times are here. And I had to sit back and realize this is exactly how these elites want me to feel, man. They want me to feel like I have no agency over my life, like things are hopeless, Nothing will dim your shine, will just crush your energy and your spirit and your aura, like being hopeless, well, just feeling like you're already defeated. So why even try? Why bother? Why get up? Why try to live a good life? Why be positive? Why wake up every day and just, fight against kind of the ugliness and the darkness of the world, even on your own micro level? The answer is that's the only thing we can do. That's how we fight back. In this stage of the world, man, there's not going to be some kind of massive revolution against these invisible systems. These things are too complex at this point for people to rise up like they used to in the past. The way we fight back now is just not allowing all of the endless propaganda and the negativity and the ugliness to make us hopeless, to make us feel like we're defeated. What we have to do on a day-by-day basis is just wake up and appreciate the beauty in this world and be relentlessly optimistic and positive and believe that the world can and will be a better place. It sounds corny and cliche, but at the end of the day, it's just the truth of it, man. The world is not going to be saved from some hero figure, some politician. There's nobody from the top class that's coming to save the regular people of the world. If it's going to be saved, it's got to be saved from the bottom up. The average person waking up every day and just living with love and kindness and a positive energy in the world and believing that things are good and they will be better. And we just have to keep continually not giving up and being that shine and that radiance in the universe. And that'll spread, man. It'll spread. It's a lot more powerful than any kind of forces of evil, essentially. If you just keep living your life with love and positivity and doing the right thing and being the person that you want to be and not letting this slop of the world, this negativity, this bad news, this scrolling, this consuming take over you, then naturally you're going to find things that are worth doing and you're going to live a life that's worth living. So, bit of a heavy one today, but that's what's been on my mind lately. So, I appreciate you guys.